Inherent Virtue is running at the Southern Alberta Art Gallery until November 22nd. Chris joins us to tell us all about this exhibition. Now, Chris, this is quite an interesting exhibition. I'd say it's interactive in a way.
It is interactive. It's because it's about the viewer finishes it, so he does the other half of the work. So I just have to do way less work.
It is a very fun exhibition. It's crazy what mind tricks happen to you. Maybe tell us a little bit about maybe the story behind this exhibition, Chris.
Well, first, about 30 years ago, I had an exhibition at SAAG that was called Inherent Vice. Inherent Vice is what in the material that a work of art is made of that will destroy it. So if I paint on some kind of pulp board, it's the chemicals in the pulp board that will eventually rot and destroys the art. That's what inherent vice means in conservators' terms. So when it came to naming the show, we just thought, let's call it Inherent Virtue.
Kind of full circle, is it for you, coming back now after 30 years?
30 years, kind of, yeah. So this exhibition is relatively new work, the last two or three years. I have a big exhibition on at the Art Gallery of Alberta, and that's about over 100 works. And this is the newer work, and both of these exhibitions are combining next May for a show at the National Gallery in Ottawa.
So it's kind of your chance to see a sneak peek here then, if you're in here in Lethbridge. Well, we're very happy to have you here. And Chris, you're giving me a tour beforehand, before this interview. And I noticed you pointed out as well that there's ovals and circles. And maybe you can tell us a little bit about those pieces.
Okay, the ovals and circles are, I call them the chorus series. And the chorus, sort of like the Greek chorus, and they comment on what they're looking at, because all these faces are in these faces, and they're just this much of the face, are looking over at another piece of art, and they're smiling, or they're smirking, or they're not too many disdainful ones here, but and they comment on that work. So I think of them also like the putti, the cherubs, which would fly around in Renaissance paintings, and they'd be floating up above like that, and they're whispering about the main action, some dramatic action that's happening down there. So I made these paintings just to be like an attendant, a viewer, and they comment. So there's in a way it's like they're about commenting, which is ubiquitous, of course. You know, in the internet, you start reading a story, and you read down, or you read the story, and then you just get into the comments. The first comments talk a bit about the story, and before you know it, they've forgotten the story, and there's a fist fight going on down there.
Isn't that the truth of it? That's so true, Chris. You really got to come check out this exhibition. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well,
we really appreciate it. That is Inherent Virtue, running at the Southern Alberta Art Gallery until November 22nd.